Hello everyone, True here, and before we hop into today's video, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on today's video. It means a lot to me, and please consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. If you do enjoy the content, it makes my day whenever anybody subscribes. So if you want to make my day, please subscribe. And we're also giving away a 2011 Tropical Beach at 1,000 subscribers. Who doesn't like giveaways? So if anything, please do subscribe for that. And while you're at it, don't forget to drop a like on today's video. Really helps my videos to get shared with a wider audience. And with all of that being said, enjoy the video. You are now watching the True TCG. Hey, how's it going guys? True here, back with another video. Hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Urshifu VMAX, specifically the single strike Urshifu VMAX. Single strike Urshifu VMAX is very powerful. The main attack we're going to try to be using is Gmax 1 Blow. Gmax 1 Blow is a great attack. For 4 energies, we do 270 damage, which is a lot of damage, and we discard all energies from this Pokemon. And a very nice thing is that it goes through any effects on our opponent's active Pokemon, which means pesky Pokemon like Zamazenta and Decidueye get KO'd by Gmax 1 Blow, which is so great, so we don't have to tech for those specific matchups. So in order to power up Single Strike Urshifu VMAX, we're synergizing it with Houndoom. Pretty straightforward. Houndoom has the ability Single Strike Roar. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Single Strike energy and attach it to one of your Single Strike Pokemon, and then we put 2 damage counters on the Single Strike Urshifu VMAX once we do use this ability. But overall, it is very well worth it because 270 damage is a lot of damage in the end. We can even hit even harder with Single Strike Energy, which allows our Single Strike Pokemon to do 20 more damage, assuming they have this energy attached. And this effect does stack, meaning that if we have 4 Single Strike Energy attached to Urshifu VMAX, we are hitting for 350 damage, which is enough to KO any VMAX in the standard format. Now this list looks pretty straightforward compared to other lists you've probably seen on YouTube. We do play that Jirachi-GX. For the Mew 3 or Dragapult matchup, we play 2 Dedennes, 1 Crobat, which is probably something you haven't seen. Usually I've been seeing 1 Crobat in Dedenne. I seriously do like 1 Crobat, 2 Dedennes, because I do feel like during the late games I do just need that 1 more extra Dedenne for that extra draw power after our opponent Marnies us or stamps us. So I do like playing that hefty line of Crobats and Dedennes. We also do play the Mew for that Rapid Strike Urshifu matchup. We can't afford to have our Houndooms KO'd by Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX in the early games, because that would really slow us down and cause us to lose the game. So Mew is very important, even though I do hate playing this card because it is absolutely useless in most matchups. I do feel like it is necessary. The rest of the trainers are pretty straightforward. We do play 4 Urns of Vitality. I do feel like playing 4 is very vital to this deck's success. Playing 3 doesn't feel great at all to me. Playing 4 has felt really nice, so I do like that consistency of playing 4 Urns. We do play 3 Towers of Darkness. This allows us to see extra cards by discarding a single strike card from our hand, which is this card is one of the reasons why this deck is even viable, because it just allows us to see that extra draw, which this deck really needs, because it is rather inconsistent at times in Tower of Darkness. It's just very important for that reason. We do play 3 of this. I have tried playing 4, never felt great, felt really excess. Playing 3 has felt perfect, so I do feel like 3 is the perfect count. Play 3 Boss, 4 Marnie, 4 Research, pretty straightforward. We play 1 Single Strike Scroll of Scorn. That is a very long name. Playing a 1 of has felt really great. Playing 2 has not, so I decided to cut it down to 1. Furious Anger allows us to hit for 1 fighting energy, which is actually really nice in this deck. Furious Anger, this attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. The base damage is 10, and this is really great because Houndoom's ability stacks damage counters on Single Strike Urshifu VMAX. And then once we stack enough damage counters, we can go for that Single Strike Scroll of Scorn. And this is really nice for finishing off games in the very late game, because we can boss up the Dedenne, and maybe we've used up all of our urns. We can just attach a single energy We probably have a few damage counters on single strike Urshifu VMAX. We can boss up a Dedenne, use Furious Anger, easily take a KO because Dedenne is weak to fighting. And the single strike scroll of Scorn is very good for that reason. We play a 4-3-3 line of energies. We do play Stone Energy because it is very good. Makes our single strike Urshifu VMAX is just a little bit more bulky. And yeah, that's all I have to say for the deck. And let's get into some games. Alright, so hopping into our first game here against JRU732. Good luck to him or her. Our opponent is going to be calling the coin flip. Let's see whether or not we do win the coin flip. I'm still on the edge of whether or not I like going first or second. There are times when you like going first and times when you do like going second. For this game, I'm gonna try to opt. I'm gonna go second this game. Let's see how this turns out. Yeah, so we're gonna take a mulligan. So what I mean by this is that when we go first, there is a chance we can get an attachment on a single strike Urshifu V as well as 2 Houndours on the bench. Those are the times when you like going first. However, this does not happen every single time. Let's see how this hand looks, and yeah, this is the time where I definitely do like going second, considering the fact that we would not have had an attachment to work with, and now that we're going second, we do have the ability to grab out our Urshifu V, and in addition to that, have a Marnie to work with, which does allow us to see 5 new cards. So I am very happy about that. There's a Cherish Ball from our opponent, so it looks like we are up against ADPZ. This matchup is about 50-50, I think. We do have the great ability to one-shot K. We do have the ability to one-hit KO ADPZ. I mean, just ADP in general. But unfortunately, this deck is a little inconsistent as time. So if we get rid of too many resources, this matchup does become sort of unfavorable. So our opponent's off to an okay start. They didn't get any metal energies onto the Zacian V, which is great for us. They have an attachment on the on this Arceus Dialga Palkia. I'm gonna play the Pokemon Communication Shuffle back in this single strike Urshifu VMAX, and just gonna check what we priced here. We did price in Houndoom. Our Mews here, I really wish we priced, yeah, like I'm saying, this Mew is absolutely useless in this matchup, and I would definitely like this Mew to be a Pokemon Communication, to be specific in this matchup. So I guess Mew is really just a meta call, Mew just is really only there for the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX matchup. So, and I don't really like Tex, to be honest, so I mean, it's really a cuttable card, but at the same time, it's a really vital card. So I'm going to go with the Marnie here, really shrink our opponent's hand. They probably had a draw supporter or something along the lines of that to work with. And this hand is not ideal. It's not bad. I do not like having this Dedenne-GX in our hand. If our opponent Mawiles us, that would be very annoying, because that would mean we no longer are able to use another 2-pricer. Because in this matchup, we only do want to ever put 1 2-pricer in play, considering the fact that if our opponent bosses up our Dedenne, KOs it, and we don't bench another one, our opponent still has to go through 2 Houndooms or 1 Urshifu VMAX. So I'm going to attach the Stone Energy to the Urshifu V, and I'm definitely going to retreat. I definitely do want to go for that laser focus this turn. Now the question now is, do I want to Dedenne? Or so our opponent could potentially play Crushing Hammer. We do want to keep this in mind. So assuming if we laser focus and our opponent Crushing Hammer's heads, we still can indeed pull off. We still can one-hit KO this ADP on the following turn. I think it's pretty safe to just go with laser focus here. I feel like this is okay. And even if our opponent lands 1 Crushing Hammer heads, which is what I'm trying to play around here, we still should be okay. We already have the Houndoom in hand for the following turn. Let's see how our opponent responds to this. So hopefully our opponent doesn't Mawile us. That would be very annoying. There's the Cherish Ball. This could be the Mawile or a Dedenne-GX. Let's see what they opt. There's the Mawile, unfortunately. So our opponent is going to be super annoying here. And we were only at a 4-card hand, so I'm not entirely sure why our opponent truthfully opted to go for that. If they have a Marnie here, that would also be really devastating, because even though they got the Mawile off, we still have a really solid follow-up hand. So hopefully they don't get a Marnie here. We would definitely love to see our opponent actually whiff with the altered creation, that would be great. Our opponent also plays this wall. That is unfortunate. We would have loved our opponent opt to get rid of the rusted sword. I guess they're trying to dig for an air balloon to attach to this Zacian V. There is merit to doing that. They also get rid of boss, a metal saucer, a couple of other things. That's definitely not bad. There's the quick ball. If our opponent has the Dedenne here, I would be very happy. There's another Zacian V from our opponent. Yeah, let's see if our opponent has to switch now or not. There's the saucer to that. Hopefully they don't have the KO. There's the Dedenne. They get rid of another saucer, and Eldegoss, they're down 3 saucers. And just the Intrepid Sword. Our opponent whiffs the turn 2 altered creation. That is great news for us. Unfortunately, that's an unfortunate top deck. I'm gonna go with the research here. See what we draw into. There's a single strike Urshifu VMAX. That is good. I'm gonna bench this Houndour, bump this chaotic swell, so potentially next turn we can have access to another Tower of Darkness. The chances of our opponent's ADP deck playing 2 chaotic swells are detrimentally low, so I am feeling pretty good about that. Gonna go for the single strike war, and I think we're just gonna go for the KO here. I don't really see a reason to let the Zacian V stay alive in the active. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to go through our 7 prize cards in this game anyway, so feeling pretty safe. Just evolving here, going for the KO. No reason to bench anything else. I'm just gonna go for that G-Max blow, KO the Zacian V, and we are looking pretty good. We're definitely pretty ahead of our opponent, I would say. Unfortunately, this means that the following turn we won't be able to pull off a G-Max blow. I just realized that, so maybe it was a little bit of a misplay for me to attack that turn. I actually could have held off maybe and not attack there. Could have probably just gone for the beatdown. KO'd, put the Zacian V in 2-hit KO range. Our opponent benches another Zacian V, that's fine, and our opponent goes for the Marnie. I just realized that was a little bit of a mistake on my part. I definitely should have held there, because getting the KO on this ADP is probably the most important thing that I'm trying to do. So let's see what we can make do with this hand. There's the Stone Fighting Energy top deck. So if we go for the let's do the math here. So if we go for the single strike roar, we can put 40 on this. So we're hitting 70 against Dedenne. We are just 1 damage counter short, I think, of being able to take a knockout on a Dedenne, which sort of sucks. Our opponent's down 1 rusted sword. They might play 2, which is something we do want to be wary about. What's the play? Probably quick ball away the urn. So what I want to do this turn is, if possible, KO the Zacian V using single strike Urshifu V, I think. I'm gonna play the quick ball here. Probably the timer's really pressuring me here. Probably just get rid of the Stone Fighting Energy. That doesn't feel great, but maybe it was the best option. I'm not entirely sure at this point. So what do we want to do? We want to take a KO on a Dedenne or a Zacian V or a Crobat V this turn, since there's no way we are going to be able to KO the active. If we do this, that puts this at 70. So we need to get another Houndoom V this turn. We can just go for a Crobat here, I think. This does put our opponent in boss range, but I feel like if we draw well enough, we can get ahead enough to the point where we do just win this game. So I'm gonna go for the Urn here. So 40, 60. If our opponent does play a Rusted Sword, they will be able to KO this, but we can also follow up with just a single strike Urshifu V, go for that impact blow, and actually KO the Zacian V with impact blow with two single strike energies. So I think that's good. That's my phone's notification. I think I'm just gonna boss up this Dedenne and hopefully hit another Houndoom here. We're gonna switch into this Houndoom, just burn the switch at this point, and go for that Crobat V. So there's the single strike. Okay, this is good. We got what we needed. Can attach this, go for the single strike roar here. Going to attach another energy, and this puts this in 1-hit KO range. And yeah, this is why the scroll is pretty good. I can actually Pokécom go for another Houndoom, which feels pretty darn good to me. That's definitely what I want to do this turn. And yeah, we're just looking pretty good. Now, is there a reason for me to use single strike roar this turn and attach to this, or this is what I am thinking right now? So we already have to KO on this. We can If our opponent attacks with ADP next turn, we definitely do just want a way to KO the ADP, so I might just hold off on doing anything else. I'm just gonna go for the Fierce Anger here, take a KO on this Dedenne-GX, take 2 press cards. There's a Marnie, that's not terrible. There's a Houndoom, that's not ideal either. Yeah, let's see what our opponent opts to do this turn. They probably, I imagine, have a boss's orders. There's the energy spinner because they are only down 1 boss. They are down their Goss, so they definitely have a chance of whiffing here, but the chances are very minimal, so I'm assuming they do have one. They're already attaching to the active. They're probably gonna... No, they go with the research. That's huge. Our opponent doesn't have a boss. Yeah, our opponent's just really behind at this point. There's a quick ball. That can get them a second Dedenne, I guess. If they play a second Great Catcher, there's the Empoleon. That's really annoying. Okay, but that's also fine, I think, because... No, just the... Okay, so I was going to say, if our opponent went into the Empoleon V, we would still be able to boss up this Crobat V and KO it with Fierce Anger. But we're going to be taking a dub against our opponent's ADP deck here. We do have game, so just going to go for... double single strike roars, gonna KO our opponent's ADP. And out that we also had was the boss's orders, so we can actually even just KO our opponent with Furious Anger. I'm just gonna go for that here, KO our opponent's ADP with that Fierce Anger. 350 damage, so much damage, and yeah, that was a really good game, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, so hopping into our next game here against it's Derek H. Good luck to him or her. Our opponent's gonna call the coin flip. We do lose the coin flip. Again, we don't mind going first or second. This time we're going second, so hopefully things work out like in the last game. This starting hand is absolutely horrible. Yeah, sometimes you do get these starting hands here. And we're up against ADP again. If our opponent Mawiles us, I should say, we are likely going to lose this game. There's the Cherish Ball. Let's see whether or not... There's the Mawile from our opponent. That's very unfortunate. We're probably going to be losing this game here. Okay, so we do top deck a Quick Ball. That is pretty good. Gonna Quick Ball away this boss's orders. I think we just have to go for another Dedenne-GX. The rest of this hand... We don't have anything going for us, so I'm gonna have to Dedenne here. Our opponent just going for the Mawile is just super annoying, and this hand's not terrible. We can come back in a Houndoom, go for a single strike Urshifu V. Yeah, so we need our opponent to probably whiff boss's orders in a couple of turns. I think I'm just gonna go for a research here. We just need to find that switch as soon as possible. And we actually still don't have the switch to work with, unfortunately. And play down the Tower of Darkness. Probably just get rid of this single strike Urshifu V. There's the Air Balloon. Okay, so we are still in this game, fortunately for us. And probably Quick Ball away this Urn here. Go for this Houndoom so we can play down the rest of this hand on the following turn. And we're still looking pretty set up right now, so that is very nice. Gonna go for the Laser Focus. Hopefully have some fighting energies in deck. I didn't check the price list, and we have exactly 2, which is nice. And we still have Crobat V to work with in the deck if we do need to see more draws. And yeah, we're just gonna go like this and hope for the best. If our opponent Marnies us, I will be very, very annoyed since we had a very nice hand. There's the research, fortunately, however. So they had a Marnie to work with in hand, but they just went with the research, which I'm very happy about. So because our hand is very good for the following turn. Our opponent's gonna Quick Ball with his H/V, probably just go for his Asian V. Don't really see a reason not to, or an Empoleon, which I could also see merit with, I guess. There's the Asian V from our opponent as predicted. They are down a couple of resources, nothing too major. There's just the Altered Creation, that is pretty good. There's another research topic that's not ideal, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Can go for double Houndooms here, go for the single strike Urshifu VMAX, and even with that terrible starting hand, as you guys can see, with that turn 1 laser focus against ADPZ, you are able to truthfully take advantage of the fact that they have to take an entire turn to use Altered Creation. So yeah, we're definitely taking advantage of that here. Because our opponent has to use Altered Creation, we have a free turn to use Laser Focus and then follow up with the one-hit KO on our opponent's ADP, which is what makes the ADP matchup not too bad, essentially. So I'm gonna attach the Air Balloon to this Houndoom here. Now the question is, what do we want to do? Do I need to bounce another Houndour? Probably not. That feels a little excess in my opinion. Then again, we could still pull off another G-Max blow the following turn, which I wouldn't hate. So I'll actually still bench this here. Going to use Single Strike Roar, have a look through the deck. I don't need to attach the energy quite yet. We did hit a couple of Urns the following turn, preferably some Stone Energies as well. Yeah, let's see how things work out. So I'm just gonna hit this ADP here, take a KO on it with G-Max blow. And yeah, with our opponent's current board state, I'm feeling pretty confident. However, we do need to keep in mind our opponent still does have plenty of Dedennes, plenty of Crobats, plenty of draw supporters to still work with. What's nice is that, there's the research. What's nice is that because our opponent's board state is so poor, I was gonna say the chances of them pulling off a boss play this turn was not likely. And it looks like our opponent's probably, okay, there's the Great Catcher. They could still pull off the boss. They could still pull off the boss or boss Great Catcher, I suppose. There are the attachment. And there's the Dedenne. It looks like our opponent might actually hit it here. There's the Cherish Ball, and again, there's the Oricorio. That's not a card you see every day in ADPC, to say the very least. So, even if our opponent does take the game with boss here, we know that there's nothing we could have done because our opponent decided to Mawile us turn 1. There's nothing we could have done about it. We had to Dedenne that hand away with that Quick Ball. Yeah, there was absolutely nothing we could have done here. Yeah, so by the looks of it, our opponent's probably gonna win this game. No matter what we do, they'll likely still have a boss's orders in deck to work with. They still do have an Eldegoss. Our opponent is down 2 Metal Saucers, so they need to hit all of their Metal Saucers next turn, as well as an energy, as well as the boss's orders. So, and this turn we do need to hit the KO on the Zacian V. That's going to be detrimental to our success here. Can promote this Houndoom here, evolve into this, and can attach this Fighting Energy here. I think is okay. They can also get a Rusted Sword instead of a boss's orders, which would also work. Yeah, our opponent just has a lot of outs to work with, unfortunately. So can probably just attach to the Single Strike Urshifu VMAX here. I don't want to attach this because we can just search it out with the Houndoom's ability. So I'm probably just gonna burn the switch at this point. No reason not to. Gonna hold off, save the bench space for a potential Crobat, and I'm just gonna go with the Marnie here. Hopefully we get some Urns to work with. Just one Urn will do. Hey, there are the Urns that we desperately needed here. And yeah, I think we just have the right amount of everything that we need here. Can go for the Single Strike Roar. Yeah, we just have exactly everything that we need. Since we drew into the Single Strike energy, we definitely did need to draw into an Urn here. So I'm gonna earn back those 2 energies, and we're just gonna be able to take a KO on our opponent's activation V. We even drew into the Stadium to hopefully prevent our opponent from seeing the manual attachment that they need. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for all of these Single Strike Roars here, and yeah, I think this is all I need to do. Go for that G-Max blow, take a KO on our opponent's activation V, and yeah, hit it for 330 damage. Now we've done everything we possibly could. I think we played this game nearly perfectly, to the point where if our opponent pulls off the game, we tried our very best, and there's nothing we could have really done about it. We Marnied them that turn, reduced their hand size to a drastic 4 instead of what they. There's the Rusted Sword that we were talking about. So all they need now is double Saucer Energy. Let's see if they hit it. There's the Cherish Ball that can get them their second Dedenne if they do play that. There's the Dedenne-GX. So our opponent has plenty of draw to work with. Hopefully, maybe they could have prized the Saucer. There's one Saucer, however. That doesn't make me feel confident. There's the Quick Ball, yeah. So our opponent's probably going to take this game here. Nothing we could have done about it, though. It came down to whether or not our opponent saw what they needed to. Unfortunately for them, they did. Nothing we could have done about it. So I'm pretty happy with the way this deck performed. I really do think that I showed off its potential. They opt to retreat into this. What? That's not what I was expecting. They could have Dedenne there. Possibly, they definitely could have won the game there, but we're gonna be stealing this one from our opponent. I guess they prized their last saucer because there's no reason for them to make that kind of play. Yeah, we're gonna be taking this dub. We have double Urn in our hand. We can attach an energy, go for triple Houndoom, and we're gonna be beating our opponent's ADPZ deck. Considering the fact that our starting hand was extremely poor, considering the fact that our opponent hit a lot of things that they needed, I am very content with this game. So we're gonna go for all of the single strike roars here. And we're going to go for that maximum damage G-Max blow, take a KO on our opponent's Zacian V, and that's going to do it for this video, guys. 2 dubs against ADPZ. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please remember to subscribe, and as always, remember to have a good day, stay safe, and peace out.